All right, we're gonna do the rear differential oil today on this 2007 Mercedes E350. It's got about 140,000 miles on it. I don't think it's ever been done, and I don't have a way of knowing, so we're gonna do that today. I ordered from FCP Euro these two guys here, and they come with the little spout, which is nice, although sometimes those are a pain in the butt. But I also have this little cheap fluid pump I usually buy and then throw away every time I do a job like this. And then we have 14 millimeter Allen and torque wrench, and just a little extension for some leverage if we need it. So let's jack this thing up. Okay, the car is all jacked up on all four. You want to try to do it as even as possible so it's level, so to speak. My driveway's pretty level, so I just matched the numbers on the jack stands. Let me show you how I jack this up and how I would suggest. So these E350s have a nice pad up here. Let's see if I can show you. Yep, right there. It's a rubber pad and it's connected to the cross beam, so you can jack the front up this way and then put the front end on jack stands. You'll see these little plastic grooves. I turn it parallel and just focus on one of those notches, otherwise it doesn't really sit in there very well. They sell pads that are meant for it, but this is just fine. Going to the back, you can just jack these up right on the differential, just temporarily even. My jack has a rubber pad and it's a pretty dispersed load, weight load there. And then same thing on the jack stands for the back as the front. There's those little plastic inserts. So I could technically move this jack if it's in the way, but I like to keep it there. It just makes me feel a little extra safe, but I will move it around if I need to. All right, so under the rear end here, let me show you where the fill and drain plugs are located. So this over here is the driver's side, and the front is way down there. So if you just come around here, you'll see, let's see, there we go. This is the fill right here. So typically you want to break that open first, because if you drain all the fluid and then you can't fill it, you got to tow it somewhere. So in a minute I'll crack that loose. And then let me show you the drain plug. On the passenger side, you'll see the drain plug right there. And these should be a 14 millimeter Allen. And there's plenty of room in there, it seems, so we'll see how that works out. I'll position you guys in a way where you can see both jobs here. All right, this is sort of hard to film and do it with one hand, but I'll try my best here. Hold on. All right, this thing is tight, but it's moving pretty easily. This is the fill, so nothing should come out, but in a second I'll put the pan underneath. Alright. That's out. That's what the bolt looks like. Can't tell if it's got a magnet on it or not, but it looks pretty clean, so that's good. Here it is. All right, I'm gonna try to just crack this loose. You can see there's not a lot of room in here, so I won't have room to thread it out. I'm gonna have to break it, get the ratchet out, and then do it by hand, hopefully. So let's see. Oh, that wasn't too bad. I also have this pipe if I needed, but I don't think I need it, so. I think that's just sand or sediment coming out. Let me see if I could get this ratchet out now. There we go. Jeez. Hopefully I can. Nope. I think what I'll do is get a wrench on here. I think that would be the easiest. All right, let's see. I just need a little bit of leverage, so it shouldn't be a big deal. Yeah. All right, now before that starts draining everywhere, get ready. It's only a liter, but I'm hoping it doesn't shoot out too much. Let me do this. I'll let that dribble a little bit. Oh, so much for that. I don't think this has ever been changed, so we'll see. If you don't know, gear oil usually smells pretty damn bad, so God, the only way I could describe it is it smells like, I don't know, rotten something. All right, let's go to the bench here. Got the fill and drain plug here to clean up. And let's see, we'll get some Loctite. I like using these Loctite sticks. It's like chapstick, it doesn't get everywhere. All right, let's see if we can clean these up. These are actually pretty clean. I wiped this off a little bit, but there was like nothing on it but fluid. And I'm assuming it's magnetic. Either way, it didn't look like it was in bad shape, so, which is great. Doesn't seem to have any kind of like dried Loctite on it, but I'm gonna put just a little bit on there. The Mercedes instruction says to. Of course, it's some special Mercedes compound, but we don't need that. I just like to kind of rub that around. Better than nothing. Let's go get that new fluid in there. And you're gonna want to torque this to 37 foot-pounds. It's like 50 Newton meters. All right. Luckily these bottles, I think it's liquid moly I'm using here. Let's see. Yeah, liquid moly, 85.90. I got this at FCP Euro, as I said. I should just be able to squeeze it in. It takes one of these, but I might have not gotten the whole liter out of the rear end, so we'll see. Definitely shouldn't take much more than one, if anything. So I'm just squeezing it in, and it will drip out when it's full. I went ahead and removed that nozzle that came with the bottle, and I just attached that cheap, $12 fluid pump. I think that'll be a little easier because it's hard to squeeze it all out. Reaching the end of that liter, which makes me feel good that I probably got most of it out. Just set this over here and I'll wipe up as much as I can. I'm sure that'll smell great on the exhaust. Actually, when I feel this, it still feels like there's a bunch in there, but I know it's hard to get it out when the tube doesn't go all the way to the bottom. So I think what I'm going to do is crack open the other one and do it that way, or I'll just dump this into another container. I think I'll do that because I want to make sure I don't use more than a liter. Be right back. All right, I transferred it to a water bottle. Cool enough. This fluid dispenser will fit on wide bottle or wide mouth and water bottles too. So now I can kind of see the fluid I'm dealing with, and I know it goes to the bottom here. So hopefully it takes a lot of this. Otherwise, it means I didn't empty it enough. Eventually, I want to get some of those quick jacks. Those are really cool. Because you waste a good 15 minutes putting a car on jack stands. Well, this is good. It's getting the majority of it. So even if it's full, 90% of it's been changed. And these pumps are so cheap. I usually just throw them away because, you know, they get old. I mean, how often are you doing a job like this? Once every few years. So one less thing to store and make a mess. All right, let's put this fill screw back in. If you recall, I put a little bit of Loctite on there. Again, I'm going to torque this to 50 Newton meters. I think that's about 38 foot-pounds. Okay, just tightened it up, torqued it down. Just want to show you what it looks like, because if you've never done this job before, you might think, oh, it's not in all the way, there's still threads out. But that's how it was when I undid it. So it's good to take pictures and refer back to that stuff. For a second, I almost was like, oh no, did I cross-thread it? But no, that's how it is. And then if you look back to when I took the bolt out, you could see that the top threads were the same color as the differential, and the other were clean. So those kind of witness marks are really important when you're working on cars, so you can be confident that you put things back correctly. But I know for 100% certainty that there is 1 liter in here, and that's the capacity, so I'm not going to worry about it being under or overfilled. And everything is torqued to spec, so I'll let this thing down and button this up.